Under the brooding shadow of Pendle Hill in Lancashire, England, whispers of witchcraft and hauntings have endured for centuries. Some say the spirits of those accused during the infamous Pendle witch trials of 1612 still wander here, leaving an eerie legacy that refuses to fade. But are these just tales, or does something supernatural linger in this land of shadows? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the chilling history of the Pendle witch trials, exploring the ghostly encounters reported around Pendle Hill, and uncovering why this place remains one of England's most haunted locations. The year was 1612. England was a nation gripped by fear of witchcraft, and nowhere was this more evident than in the quiet countryside of Pendle. 12 people from this remote community were accused of practicing dark magic, and their fate would become one of the darkest chapters in English history. Now, before we get to Pendle, we need to talk about King James I of England. He played a significant role in shaping attitudes towards witchcraft during the early 1600s. A devout believer in the existence of witches, he viewed them as agents of the devil conspiring against the monarchy and Christianity. His fascination with witchcraft was fueled by personal experiences, such as the North Berwick witch trials in Scotland, where he believed witches had plotted his assassination by summoning storms to sink a ship upon which he had been returning home with his betrothed, Anne of Denmark. In 1597, James published Demonology, a treatise that provided theological and practical justifications for the persecution of witches. The text promoted the idea that witches were a genuine threat to society and instructed magistrates on how to identify and prosecute them. His influence extended into law. Under his reign, England strengthened its anti-witchcraft statutes, leading to numerous trials and executions. This widespread fear of witches created a cultural atmosphere where accusations, like those during the Pendle witch trials of 1612, were taken seriously and often led to brutal consequences. The Pendle witch trials were deeply rooted in local tensions between two impoverished families, the Demdikes, led by Elizabeth Southerns, also known as Old Demdike, and the Chattoxes, led by Anne Whittle, also known as Old Chattox. These families living near Pendle Hill in Lancashire were known locally as cunning folk or wise women, which meant they practiced folk magic and healing, activities that often aroused a mixture of fascination and suspicion. The Demdike and Chattox families appear to have had a long-standing rivalry that revolved around accusations of theft, curses, and jealousy. For instance, Old Chattox allegedly cursed the Demdikes after a dispute over stolen goods, leading to suspicions that her curse caused illnesses or bad fortune in the Demdike family. And this rivalry may have played a significant part in the events that followed. Alison Device, a young woman from the Demdike family, played a pivotal role in igniting the Pendle witch trials. While travelling to Trawden Forest in March 1612, she encountered a peddler named John Law and asked him for some pins. Whilst we don't know exactly why she requested the pins, they can be used in folk magic, so perhaps this could be a possible reason. However, John Law refused and Alison allegedly cursed him. Moments later, as he walked away, he stumbled and fell. Today we would have likely looked to find a mundane reason for this, and many believe he suffered a stroke. However, Law and his family believed witchcraft was responsible. Now initially, there was no report of witchcraft by John's family, but his son took Alison to see John a few days later, and she apparently confessed that she had cursed him and apologised for her actions. This was reported to the Justice of the Peace, Robert Nowell, and Alison appeared before him on the 30th of March 1612, where she confessed to the alleged crime, saying that she had sold her soul to the devil and bade him to lame John Law. Her admission not only implicated herself, but also led to accusations against her grandmother, Old Demdike, and members of the rival Chattox family. This included allegations against Old Chattox that she had caused the deaths of several villagers who had died in previous years, and a claim by Alison's own brother James that Alison had confessed to bewitching a local child. Alison's confession marked the beginning of a broader investigation that culminated in one of England's most notorious witch trials. An unfortunate turning point in the trials was a gathering at the Demdike family's home, Malkin Tower, supposedly a birthday party, but which prosecutors claimed was a witch's Sabbath. This meeting became a key piece of evidence used against the accused. In all, 12 people were accused of witchcraft and murder, and were imprisoned at Lancaster Castle, where they endured horrific conditions before facing trial. Old Demdike did not survive this awful imprisonment, and her trial never took place. Shockingly, one of the key witnesses against the accused was 9-year-old Janet Device, the granddaughter of Old Demdike. Ultimately, 10 were found guilty and hanged, their deaths marking a grim milestone in England's history of witch hunts. There is a written record of the trial by the court clerk Thomas Potts entitled The Wonderfull Discoverie of Witches in the County of Lancaster. If you would like to read this for yourself, I've added a link below. But the story doesn't end there. Over the years, people have reported and continue to report strange happenings around Pendle Hill, an area many believe to be cursed by the events of 1612. Visitors often speak of feeling watched, hearing disembodied voices, and even seeing shadowy figures at night. Others say they feel feelings of anger or experience being hurt by unseen hands. Ghost hunters have explored the site, and people have tried to find the location of Malkin Tower, the home of the Demdikes, although my understanding is that we do not currently know exactly where the home stood. However, in 2011, a 17th century cottage was found under a grass mound, close to a reservoir in the area, that some believe might have been Malkin Tower. Archaeologists investigating the site discovered a sealed room and the remains of a cat bricked up in a wall. Interestingly, this practice of sealing cats into a wall of the home was something people did in medieval times as a good luck charm or to ward off evil spirits. Unexplained phenomena has also been captured on the hill, from strange happenings during Ouija board sessions to EVP recordings, which some believe are the voices of the accused. There are also reports of other spirits haunting the hill, including the ghosts of children and those who sadly took their own lives. Even Lancaster Castle, where the trials took place, has its own ghostly tales. There have been reports of disembodied voices uttering both whispers and screams, footsteps in empty corridors, and shadowy apparitions darting around corners. It is also thought that the cause of the paranormal activity in the Well Tower, where the accused were held, may be old Demdike herself. Others have seen the ghosts of a Scottish army, been pushed and pulled by unseen hands, and even heard the ringing of a telephone, only to discover the telephone had been disconnected a long time ago. Could these be the echoes of the past, or is it simply the power of suggestion in a place steeped in tragedy? Despite its haunted reputation, Pendle Hill is a beautiful destination for history buffs and paranormal enthusiasts alike. I would absolutely love to visit this year, and if I manage it, I will make a follow-up video to share with you. If you're planning a visit, just be sure to go with an open mind and maybe a flashlight. The Pendle witch trials were a very real tragedy born of fear and superstition, but their legacy endures. So what do you think? Are the hauntings real, or is Pendle Hill simply a place where history feels alive? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you visited Pendle Hill? Do you believe in the spirits of the past? If you've been, did you experience anything? I would really love to know. Thank you for joining me on this journey. And if you enjoyed this video, please do like, share and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring the shadows. Thanks for watching.